Hello and welcome to another episode of Historic Hindsight. I'm John, that's Tom, and today we're talking about some terrible people who did awful things fleeing to a South American country after a war. The Nazis, right?
That's right, Johnny, but not the Nazis. This is
No.
this is pre-Nazis. This is but same. Hey, they say
same,
Hitler,
but different, just a little bit.
Yeah, they say
same coin, different side.
Yeah, they say Hitler's modeled a
So
lot
who
of what
are
he
we-
did after the Confederates. So yeah, we're actually
So who
talking
the hell
about
are we
the
talking
dirty
about
rebels.
then?
Dirty rebels, Johnny.
The rebels.
Did you
They
ever
did the same thing.
Yeah, did you ever wonder what happened to the dirty rebels that were too butthurt to live back in the U.S. laws? They fled the country.
But not just down to Mexico, which would have been way easier, I imagine. Where do they go? All the way to South America, to Brazil. Brazil, right?
Now, so even before the war is over, like in 1865, early 1865, late 1864, like they know the writing's on the wall. Like a bunch of these plantation owners are like, well,
anybody who's paying attention, is
like,
we're losing this shit.
So they start looking elsewhere for potential places to live because, even at that time they're not entirely sure what the terms of surrender would be if they even would be allowed to not be incarcerated
is the
or
union
alive
going
or hung.
to actually come down on them and impose punishments? Or are they going to pussyfoot around and be soft-handed and not really do much of anything except for kill a couple of people that maybe shouldn't have been?
Yeah,
and not kill a couple people that maybe should have been.
Probably should have been. Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. Anyways, so before the war's even over, Maximilian, who is now the newly positioned emperor of Mexico, although that's because France took over, and then so he's a figurehead. He wants to make Mexico.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so he wants to make Mexico more European, aka.
I wonder why.
Because
he's an installed puppet government.
Yeah, more white. So he starts offering cheap/free land to any Confederates that want to flee down there. So even before the war is over, they start looking at Mexico as an option. Not a ton, it's not something that's really done in large scale or taken super serious, but it's something.
It's one of those
including,
hey, this island in off the coast of whatever will pay you $5,000 or $50,000, whatever, to move there.
Yeah.
It's one of those types of things.
You get those Ireland claims,
yeah, they're trying to create a community, get doctors and workmen and whatever else they need.
There is a former naval captain of the Confederacy, Matthew Murray, who does try to recruit some of the Confederates to go down into Mexico, creating the colony of Carlotta, which is established by General Sterling Price after the war is over. Ultimately, this fails, which is not super surprising. The first major wave.
It's hard to make a town, right? That's got to be a difficult thing.
In the first major wave,
especially if you don't have a whole lot of support with people coming with you.
No, and the first major wave actually goes to Belize, South America, because they're the only South American country that speaks English. So it's like, all right, we can't go to Canada because Canada clearly isn't pro-slave. We got to go south somewhere. That's they want Belize as our option because that's the only English-speaking country south of the fucking border.
I mean, that's actually that's the furthest south I've been, and furthest south I've been, I guess, altogether, is Belize. We went there when I was in 7th grade. Beautiful country. Yeah, they all do speak English.
Furthest south I've ever been is.
I think that's right. It's gotta be.
Where was I?
I guess unless St. Thomas, St. John is. I don't think they're further south. I think they're.
No, they're on the. Yeah, they're on the. Yeah, they're above the equator
Belize.
still, I believe. Yeah, I think Belize is pretty much south of the equator. I keep thinking St. Lucia, but that's not. That's right. I went to an island a couple years ago that was right on the equator. Can't remember what it was. It doesn't matter. That's as far south as I went to. One of those Caribbean islands. Johnny. So you might be wondering, why did Belize not work out? Why did Mexico not work out?
It's not south of the equator.
What, Belize?
The equator runs just south of Venezuela.
Oh,
there's no way it's south of the equator. You're way off.
I am way off.
Miles and miles away.
Miles away. Oh, shit.
Anyway, if anybody watched this, they were going to call you out. So we corrected it already.
Call me out. Really? Belize isn't south of the equator?
Not even close. Venezuela is not south of the equator. Venezuela is 100% north of the equator. And that's the
God.
northernmost part of what we call South America and not Central America.
I have no concept at all of like
Apparently.
geography and where the fuck the equator is. So yeah, no, I've been waiting. So Johnny,
to be fair, we don't ever talk about anything in South Central America. Either
I think
really anything south of Mexico. We don't address. We know, like in schools or any history, anything. We know the Nazis fled to Venezuela.
So is there
Argentina, and we know that like there's guerrilla warfare in the Congo, or not the fucking Ecuador or whatever.
Yeah. Are there Caribbean islands that are south of the equator or right by the equator? Because I could have sworn.
Are there what?
Caribbean islands, are they close to the equator? I could have sworn I was close to the equator in one of the trips I went, but I highly doubt it if South America.
The Caribbean islands are not. No. Barbados is north of Venezuela. St. Lucia's north of Venezuela.
Okay, so it was St. Lucia. I did go to St. Lucia.
Yeah, that's a slightly further south than Belize, but it's
okay.
It's not
so I have been farther south than Belize. There we go.
Just yes,
St. Lucia.
You have. Just not below the equator, unless you've gone somewhere else.
I knew I wasn't below the equator. I thought I was close to the equator. Anyways, yeah. Sidetracked. Why did both of those the territories didn't work out for Confederates to flee to? Neither of them has legalized slavery, so
they're like, "Hey, we want that's great. We can bring our slaves."
No.
No. Okay, we were fighting this war so that we don't have to get rid of our slaves. So we were going to bring them with us.
Yeah.
No, you can't do that. Okay. Well, I guess we'll wait this out and hope for the best. Was their alternative? And I mean, I guess it seems to me they probably could have changed the laws in the new place easier. Like they already fought one war. They know kind of know what didn't work, and they could change their tactics and
try to change the tactics.
Fight a new one and
make
their own constitution with slavery and incest
Johnny,
and whatever.
Enter Emperor Dom Pedro II of Brazil, where you guessed it, slavery is still very much legal. In fact, it is the last standalone country that is industrialized that has legalized slavery. Technically speaking, there are Spanish colonies like Cuba that slavery is still legal, but like it's not its own it's occupied by Spain.
The only standalone country that has not created its own loopholes to bypass what legalized slavery would be.
Well, yes.
Because most there's slavery all over
chattel
the world.
Slavery. Chattel slavery. Yes, chattel slavery. Yes. We gotta
so there you go.
Clarify the terminology here, which there's a short.
Yeah, because I think that's important. Because you're gonna get if anybody watches this, you're gonna get a lot of people who are like, "What about the slavery happening in the gold mines and the diamond mines and Alabama prisons and everywhere?"
Yeah, that's all slavery. It's all bad, but
down
it's
the
not
street.
Chattel slavery. So anyways, Pedro wanted to become more modernized in Brazil. He wants to increase his profits through climate of Brazil, thinking like, hey, we're agriculturally perfect for cotton. Let's make Brazil the next cotton king. So he starts encouraging these Confederates to start coming down to Brazil. Immigration was actually so possible that there are multiple immigration companies and societies that spring up, including the Colonization Society of South Carolina and the Norris Colony. And by September of '65, the Daily, I'm going to butcher this because it's a New Orleans newspaper, it's Picayune, anyways, it's a New Orleans newspaper which writes, and I quote here, many persons who, from long habit and formerly cherished theories, have become strongly attached to the institution of African slavery, fancy that in Brazil they will find the opportunity for the permanent use of that system of labor, in Brazil and Spanish possessions being the only two slaveholding communities remaining in the civilized world. Newspaper in November.
Well, hot dog! What an opportunity!
Yeah.
What a
what are we
way
doing?
to be the person holding on to that last straw.
The last straw, yep.
All that hanging on.
And now the first.
I want to continue to abuse people and can pretend they're not humans, even though literally the rest of the world has decided, they're all humans. We need to not do that unless they're bad or something or born into the wrong area.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That's on them.
Johnny, the first expedition into Brazil is led by Major Robert Meriwether and Dr. H.A. Shaw. They found a perfect climate for cotton, slaves were abundant and very, very cheap, and reported that they had already bought land to settle there. James McFadden Gaston actually traveled extensively and wrote a guide for settling into
Gaston?
Brazil. Gaston. No one slaves like Gaston.
Steals
no
land like
steals
Gaston.
Yeah. He actually writes a book called "Hunting a Home in Brazil" in 1867, and it's a guide to like how to like find a home in Brazil if you want to be a slave.
Find a spot you like and take it. You're a goddamn white person, and God gave you this earth. What do you like?
You
what's
can do
the? Is it instructions on how to build homes? I assume with their lumber or wood, that whatever they have there. That must be what it is. It's like how to build bamboo homes, or I don't know if Brazil has bamboo.
It's
don't
jungle, think so.
But I don't think it's that type of jungle.
No, I think bamboo's mostly like
it's
Asia.
Eastern.
Yeah,
like,
it's mostly
Asia. Yeah, I guess Eastern's kind of colonist.
It's Asia.
It's in Asia.
Yeah, it's in Asia. Yeah. Anyways, Johnny, the first expedition into Brazil was led by. Oh, I already fucking said that. God damn it. Jumping down. Under Frank McMullen in 1865, he's going to set out with 154 former Confederates in an attempt to set up a new colony of New Texas in San Paulo. But the founders of the boat.
What the fuck? Is it. All right. Paul, I'm sorry to interrupt again. But what's with these names? These are terrible. Make a new name. Name it after yourself.
Okay.
Is it just to try to get people to come there?
I guess.
It's just like old Texas. It's Brazil. It's not. It's not similar.
No, there's nothing.
They're
it's
different.
Hot. They're both very hot and muggy, and that's about what you get.
Yeah, but it's still different.
Well, one's
the bugs are way different.
Yeah, one's hot jungle. One's hot like swamp. A little different. Yeah, a little different.
In some deserty areas.
In some deserty areas,
that's
because Texas is the size of like most countries.
Of Brazil, probably.
Probably, I don't know. Google that. I think we might be off on that. I think Brazil's substantially large, but probably. Anyways, so they set off, and their boat promptly sinks, and they get stranded in Cuba. When they finally do make it to Brazil,
it's not even close.
No, Brazil's way larger.
It's like 13. It's like 12 and a half times the size of Texas.
But Texas is like Texas.
I forgot how big Brazil is.
But Texas is larger than Germany.
It's like 250,000 square miles in.
Yeah, Brazil is massive.
Brazil's like 3 million, I don't know, 3 million something square. It's stupid.
Yeah. Brazil's stupidly large.
No wonder we've been able to destroy their rainforests for so many generations.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's lots of size.
So once these founders finally do actually make it to Brazil, they immediately get like yellow fever and typhoid fever, and malaria, all that. And that city lasts for like a year or two before they all fucking basically just die out. Yeah.
I mean, again, you're colonizing new territory in a time where hygiene didn't really exist, and they did, and if it did, they ignored it.
They ignored, especially.
And so they're going to get sick anywhere they go.
Yep.
I think that's not quite the case. I think everybody during that time was filthy and disgusking.
Well, at least in the United States,
not hygienic. Yeah, the North was not cleaner than the South by any stretch.
No, you're right. No. Now enter.
Pockets maybe, but overall.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Now enter Colonel and Confederate Senator William Hutchinson Norris of Alabama. He's going to set sail for Brazil on December 27th, 1865. He's going to land in Rio de Janeiro. Hey, everyone knows.
Of course.
Rio de Janeiro. I wonder if they had the big gigantic Jesus up yet, or if that came later.
I think so. I think that was actually their pre people being there. God put that
because God put the big gigantic
at
Jesus
the beginning
of
Rio
time. De Janeiro. Yeah. So they're going to arrive there in 1866, where they're going to speculate land. He rejects a bunch of free land that's offered to him because it's all like swampland. He's like, I can't grow cotton there. Rice maybe, but cotton,
and they're like, welcome to Brazil, pal.
Kind of like, we're a rainforest. Have you seen what is mostly around here?
And also, we've been inhabited for millennia. We took the good stuff. That's all right. We have it. It's occupied and being farmed currently by other people that you may not enslave. You can bring your own, but you can't have them yet. We'll see how much you want to pay.
No, he goes down to Sao Paulo, and about 35 miles outside of Sao Paulo, because that's where the train stops. He's looking at land outside there. He's going to wind up buying a whole bunch of land from Dominguez da Costa Machado, and establishes himself on the banks of the Ribeiro Quilombo. I'm butchering it. Quilombo. It's the future site of what becomes Americana. He begins immediately giving agricultural advice to the natives.
There you go.
Yeah, he begins immediately giving agricultural advice to the natives, and he's going to bring with him not only cotton.
That's good. Yeah, that's smart. That's good. That's good. I love a white man coming in to people who've been doing shit forever and being like, you know what, I'm a consultant here.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you how to do this better.
Johnny, they haven't planted cotton before, so he's bringing the cotton. They also haven't planted.
Okay, so they got it. Tell them.
They haven't planted watermelon before, and he's bringing watermelon with him. Which, like, of all the southern things to bring with you, like that, of all the crops besides cotton and tobacco.
I mean, if you want to be racist,
watermelon.
If you want to be racist,
watermelon kind of makes sense. Johnny, have you ever had Arkansas Cave City watermelon?
Name two of the top three most racist crops, and like if you're being like, hey, I'm going to travel with my slaves down there, and I'm going to bring two crops:
cotton, tobacco, watermelon, and
yep, bang, 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 tomatoes.
There's a green plant that grows. Why am I forgetting the name of it? It's
asparagus?
No, it's
Brussels sprout.
No, you put it in like jambalayas and
like collard green stuff, or like
no, it looks lettuce? Like a gigantic bean. It's like a cross between a bean and a fucking cucumber. It's okra. I was gonna get there eventually. Okra is also very southern.
Okay.
Crop. I don't know. You're welcome for that ride of I have autism, ADHD, and slight case of dementia at this point, probably.
And also, we don't know anything about plants and crops and shit.
So it's also, I got there. We got there. Okra. And they also bring the plow, which the plow is a relatively new invention to middle of the rainforest, Brazil.
Now, is this a hand plow or a animal drawn plow?
Plow, animal drawn, horses plow, like plow. Like think of your like mule plow, animal drawn behind plow. It's not that the technology.
They had oxen.
Oxen, yeah. Okay. It's unheard of in
mules and donkeys.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
They got to be excited about that.
They're excited about it, Johnny. They're excited about it. He's actually going to wind up opening a school on the instruction of the plow, cotton, and watermelon, and he's going to write his family back in the States that he made $5,000 alone off the school. Just teach the people how to use plows.
I mean, that's a valuable.
No, it's a value.
I'm not mad at that. That's a valuable thing to be teaching, and that's good. That's legit. That's not like most of the time you see it's like, oh, this person's taking all these folks for a ride. It's like, no, he's providing them legit.
He's definitely providing
innovation and service. So.
He's good. Yeah, he's not.
So far, I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Americana.
Now, in 1867, the rest of his family arrives with the passing of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. It becomes very much more dirty ex-rebels can't stand the fact that black people have rights, so they start fleeing in droves. By 1885, Johnny, 20,000 Confederates have actually now immigrated into Brazil, although not settling in Americana, all of them, but inside Brazil.
That's significant numbers, though.
Yeah, 20,000 is 10 times.
That's 10 times. That's almost the size of my county. That's almost a county worth of people.
To give it into perspective, like the Confederate Army was like 700,000 strong, so that's like 20,000 is like a substantial number of troops. So like, yeah, that's an army that the Confederates had up and moving down to Brazil.
But it wasn't about slavery. They weren't
Slaves were super cheap, and they were buying them up in a bunch. Like this was like a cheap commodity thing. And I'm sure that absolutely no former slaves were ever illegally brought down there.
No.
I'm sure everything was caught up.
That would be ridiculous. Impossible.
Impossible.
It would be impossible for anybody to do. We took such good care of all of them.
Mm-hmm. Now, Johnny, they continue to speak English. They continue to intermarry. Like, they don't marry within the the larger Brazilian community. They stick to their own. They continue to speak English. They continue to rely on slave labor.
A bunch of Southern folks
cotton.
want to just keep on intermarrying each other instead of spreading it around and
to Brazil. Yeah, a bunch of white people are not marrying, Brazilians.
Weird.
Yeah. Which is weird. No, that is weird because, apple bottom jeans and like I'm just saying, like.
I'm pretty sure Brazil's not changed for hundreds of years.
Probably not. They had their thick. Those Confederates must not like the thick ladies, I guess. I don't know.
I think it's the color.
Is that what it is? Oh, okay. I get you.
It's a color in the different culture and belief systems.
It could, yeah.
I think it's more that.
It could be that, yeah.
And have you seen their first cousin?
Now, Johnny, they are going to learn from the previous plantation owners' ignorance, and just growing cotton is not enough. So they actually start creating factories to not only process said cotton, but like create linen and clothes and all the fun things that you need.
Use the cotton. Create a whole industry instead of just a product.
The first cotton processing factory is the Caroba factory, which is founded by Clement Wilmot and is located just 1 mile away from the new train station that's actually built because we have so much new immigration to this area. Yeah. They extend that train line 35 miles out to what is now Americana. There are so many new white immigrants that the locals start calling them Confederados because these are all ex-Confederates. They're Confederados. We're there. We're making.
We have it. We got a whole new
city.
They have their Mecca.
Yes, they have their little Mecca.
Do they still travel there today? Do they still take family?
Yes, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. Johnny, it's named Caroba, the first factory, because the first factory that name means white cloth.
Well, okay.
Trying to learn Portuguese a little bit, right? Figuring something out. Now. The community even sets up schools, but they only hire American teachers.
Of course. Yeah, because other people aren't smart. Mm-hmm. What are they going to teach us? And they didn't even know what a plow was, idiots.
And the city seal, Johnny, it actually has a Confederate flag.
Just a Confederate flag?
It's inside. It's inside the fucking. Yeah. Now, the community is first named Villa dos Americanos, which eventually gets shortened to Villa Americana, and then once it becomes a city, it's just Americana. That's the progression of the name. Yeah, sure. So what happens to the city, Johnny? You might be wondering, maybe I want to go visit Americana, right?
I don't.
Still dirty. Well, I know you don't, but there's lost causers that might be watching this that do. So what happens, Johnny? Slavery ends.
Doubt it.
Slavery ends.
Oh, shit.
In 1888, slavery in Brazil is outlawed, and no surprise, the community.
That didn't take long. That was only like a couple of decades.
It's like a couple of decades, yeah. It should come as no surprise that the community resists it. Even one Confederado kills the local law enforcement when they come and try to free his slaves.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
But no full-blown civil war. There's no new war because there's only 20,000 of them. That's not enough to overtake.
And they're like,
12 times the size of Texas.
Yeah, and it's not 20,000 fighting men. It's 20,000 folks. It's probably like 50 guys that could fight well.
It should come as no surprise that Wilmot couldn't figure out how to finance his factory without slave labor, so he winds up selling that to a bunch of German immigrants, which the Mueller family feel like this is going to become relevant in the future.
They got there early.
They got there early. They sell to the Mueller family, and that becomes actually the basis for the present day, what's called the Park Industrial de Americana, which is like the big industrial park that exists still today in the city of Americana. Americana, the city, is actually a thriving modern Brazil city. It has over 200,000 residents. That's
with that name still?
Still Americana, yeah. The city's still named Americana. That's not a small city. Like 200,000 people. Like I know if you think like Indianapolis, sure, but like 200,000 is not a small city. Like that's
not by any stretch.
That's like 3 times.
It's twice. It's double. It's double Fishers.
Yeah, it's like 3 times the size of
Fishers.
Of
Fishers has Fishers has a hockey team.
Yeah,
like stadium, a hockey stadium, and like a race team there, and like they got hotels and shit. They're a legit city, and that's twice that size. That's huge.
Yep, it's a huge city. Now, the city largely stayed English speaking for a long time. In fact, Jimmy Carter's going to go down and visit in 1978 because he's like the ambassador to like Latin America. Goes down there to visit. Okay. He's surprised because they're eating like fried chicken and they all have a Southern dialect. Although it's important to note that Southern dialect is very much 1860s Southern dialect.
That's funny.
Because the language never fucking changed.
Because they didn't evolve.
They didn't evolve.
They wanted. That was their goal.
Now today, Portuguese is like it's nobody, like not nobody speaking English, but it's Portuguese is like it's developed, and intermarriage has now become the norm. Like obviously all the Haitis started interbreeding with not interbreeding, that's awful. Started marrying Brazil. This is not me. I don't
started
believe in
breeding them
shit.
Local folk.
They started marrying
breeding
the local Brazil population.
Them supple local women. Oh boy, they were breeding them good.
They discovered thick Latino women, and they were like, "Fuck, this is way better than my cousin."
I'ma breed them.
So they started breeding. That was bad.
Phrasing, Tommy.
Phrasing. I've drank a lot of whiskey. It's happened, and I hate for you at home that are worried about my health. My blood pressure's under control. I started exercising. I'm down over 20 pounds, and I'm only drinking whiskey when I'm recording with Johnny. Which is awful.
I'm still going to die in like 4 years.
I miss fucking... Don't you dare. There's like 2 people in this world I need, and you're one of them.
I ice skate a couple times a week, and I do other stuff. I'm good. I walk
a ton.
Fine.
Don't worry. Yeah, you walk. Yeah, you're fine. You walk miles and miles a day in your property. You're good.
A couple miles a day, yeah.
That's miles. Johnny, miles.
Not miles and miles.
No, a couple miles is miles.
Mile and mile.
Mile and mile. Fine, sure, but still, mile
and mile.
Fuck it, whatever. Now, like I said, English language is mostly gone. The city still survives as a modern city. If you are so inclined, every year they do hold Festa Confederata, which is held every April and celebrates their Confederate heritage. A bunch of Brazilian guys dressed up in very typical, like stereotypical, like what is that Halloween store that takes over everything? Spirit Halloween. It's very much Spirit Halloween costume, like Confederate costumes. And they wave their Confederate flags every April. They do this, although that's becoming more and more like the rest of the Brazil like country as large is like, dude, they're a bunch of slaving pieces of shit. What are you celebrating them for? In 1998,
turn it into making fun of them. Make it caricatures.
They should.
That
but
sounds like
a
funny thing to do.
We need to do that.
But if they're taking it seriously, then it's no longer fun and funny. I thought they were doing it as like a look at these fucking yokels.
It's a mixture of both, but it's still like. Anyways, in 1998, the Confederate flag seal of the city that's gone. They removed that, and there has been ever since more and more opposition to, the Confederate Heritage Day.
They're trying to scrub their history.
Festa Confederata. But like you said,
hey, you know what I like about your white culture? You know what I really like is the part where you scrub the parts of history where you don't like. We're gonna adapt that.
We're
gonna use it. Yeah. We're gonna pretend that we never had a post-Confederate city.
Now I offer a counterpoint. Like maybe listen, Brazil, you're a large enough country. I propose that all the lost causers go ahead and immigrate down to Americana. Enjoy your Confederate heritage. They still support you with open arms. They still love it.
They don't seem to like it here. And
you have a whole festival.
They do always say, if you don't like it, get out.
And they don't like it.
You could leave.
They don't like it.
And they seem really unhappy.
And they're really welcomed down at... You could probably build a Robert E. Lee statue and nobody would bat an eye to it. So maybe... Just saying.
Yeah, food for thought.
It's food for thought.
Let it marinate.
Yeah.
That's it for this week in Historic Hindsight. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review, and join us next week when we have another... It's not going to be next week. It might be next week.
No, it'll be next week. We'll do.
We'll do another one. We'll do something.
I don't know what. I'll think between now and then. I will think of something to talk about.
You heard the man. Tune in. It'll be great.
I don't know what. It'll be something though, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
what it will be.
That's fine. We got it. We'll figure it out. I think I have a list somewhere.